AI is happening now, and I think that's been evident throughout the course of the meeting. But what does it mean for networks? You know, they must be respond in a real-time fashion to the advance of AI and Agentic AI and MCP. Next slide, please. So what we're seeing is a shift to Agentic AI and MCP, and we're observing this within GSMA and Open Gateway. You know, we started off with models around generative AI, and those kind of moved into areas such as workflow AI, where we automated workflows and processes. And the movement now is more towards Agentic AI, where AI actually takes actions on behalf of the network. So it could be autonomous networks, it could be a customer service initiative, but AI is increasingly placing a hold in that environment. And alongside AI is the work around MCP. I mean, Pascal in his keynote this morning was talking about how Agentic AI and MCP are impacting on the Mplify LSO model, and the same impact from Agentic AI and MCP is impacting on the Camara model, which is the network APIs that are used within Open Gateway in GSMA. Next slide, please. So how are these APIs and tools for agents developing? So today we have APIs built for developers. So it's manual hardwiring of APIs, very static provisioning. It's fragmented access across networks. It's limited discovery and orchestration. With the movement towards AI, there's a requirement for agents, and agents need to have discoverable tools and policies, real-time adaptation, cross-domain orchestration, and reliable outcome delivery. And I'll come on to talk about that later in my presentation. Next slide, please. So APIs are a key enabler for AI agents. And within GSMA, the Camara specifications, which has been evolved over the last 3 years, is a key component for doing that. So we have a number of APIs now across various different functions. A lot of them have been driven by anti-fraud type of solutions, which involve APIs like SIM-swap and number verify. But we're increasingly seeing other APIs come to the fore, especially around quality of communications. So QOD is an example of an API that's starting to come to the fore. But these APIs and agents and developer tools will probably be wrapped up, those APIs will be probably wrapped up within an MCP agent, which will be accessible by these AI agents and tools. And at the bottom of the stack, you can see that networks, these include mobile 5G networks and in future 6G networks, fixed networks, and edge via the capabilities that Mplify are espousing through LSO. Next slide, please. So in terms of GSM Open Gateway, what we're doing is standardize those APIs. So there are over 300 networks around the globe which are committed to working on Camara APIs. They represent over 80% of the global mobile connections. So there's been a tremendous success in what we've been doing in Open Gateway and Camara and enabling these capabilities. We're seeing new APIs come to the fore, as just mentioned, QOD, for example. This standardization reduces fragmentations. It makes it easier for developers and enterprises to build services that they know once they are built, that they can translate it across networks and across domains. So if you build a service within Germany and the same APIs are exposed by an operator in Singapore, then that service should be fully transportable to that environment in a fairly seamless manner. So we're really focusing on providing that programmable capability to enterprises and developers for them to build innovative next generation 5G solutions which they can monetize. So where we've evolved to is we've come from a technical enablement path where we've looked to bolster the supply side by getting operators and channel partners to implement Kamara APIs. And the next stage of evolution is around moving that to the demand side, which is all about getting the demand side indicators to feed into the ecosystem and building solutions that can be monetized. Next slide, please. So this slide sort of shows how that's working in practice. So we have an initiative in GSMA called Fusion. It's been going for about 2 years now. And our Fusion team works with enterprises to translate enterprise demand into solutions. So we work across a number of different verticals. So there's automotive, there's aviation, there's media and entertainment, and the enterprises we work with will define specific statement of requirements. What is it that they need from network APIs for them to monetize solutions? And because it has a monetization element, there's a win-win for everyone in the ecosystem. So it makes it viable for channel partners to work with those enterprises to build the solutions, and it makes it, it gives the impetus to operators to expose those network APIs, because they know at the end of the day, there's an enterprise that's willing to pay for that API to invoke a service. And as you can see in this model, so we've got Fusions, provides the SOR routing, an open gateway, and Kamara is the API exposure level, in the same way that LSO works within the Mplify ecosystem. And then we have networks at the back. There's 5G networks or fixed wireline access through Mplify that are within that ecosystem. And if you can, next slide, please. So there's a number of initiatives that we have at the GSMA that were bolstering work around Agentic AI. We have a task force looking at Agentic AI and MCP and how Kamara APIs are exposed through that environment. We're creating an MCP server sandbox as well, in the same way that LSO could be wrapped up with APIs, we could be wrapped up in an MCP service. That's what we're looking at, Kamara APIs, to be done in a standardized way. We also have an open telco AI initiative within GSMA. It's a GSMA-led alliance, so there's leading companies like Anthropic and OpenAI and IBM that are involved in that, and they're looking at how can you make LLMs more telco grade, etc. And there's some work that can be viewed on our website in terms of some of the output that they've done there. So some really interesting work and capabilities that are happening on AI. Next slide, please. So I think this is my final slide. I just wanted to point out, a real-world example here where we've got Agentic AI, Kamara, and Mplify involved in a connected car use case. So there are 7 companies that were involved: Colt, Denso, Google Cloud, Mplify, Orange, and Tartare Lexi. And we had an agent, AI agent, which monitored the network performance and could dynamically adjust the performance for the connected car using the QoD, quality of demand, Camara APIs. And it then provided a solution for that connected car across domains. And we had Mplify there to break out into the fixed line environment as well. So we're really pleased to have had this demo at Mobile World Congress Barcelona. It's a great testament how Agentic AI, Camara, Mplify, and GSMA can work together to build real-world solutions. And I think that's my last slide. So if there's any questions, please raise your hand.
Yeah, maybe grab the mic if you can. Hop.
Thanks for the presentation. We had a discussion yesterday about it. The focus of GSMA is a lot on APIs. Are you working also on a blueprint for agent and MCP as we are doing here at Mplify?
Yeah, yes, that work is in progress at the moment. The focus of GSMA is standardizations, and APIs is a component of that. So what we're trying to do is get all the operators to standardize on Camara APIs. So there's a level playing field across the globe for everyone. And yeah, there's work going on at the moment looking at how does MCP and Agentic AI fit into that whole ecosystem. I think in the same way that is working on it in Mplify in terms of how LSO APIs are exposed through the MCP layer. Yeah. So there's a lot of parallels there in terms of what you're doing and what we're doing.
So good if we continue.
Yes, and it was really interesting seeing some of the presentations yesterday and today in terms of the architectures and some of the problems, because I think they'll translate also into our environment. So there'll be some good learnings from us. So really keen to look into those.
Thank you.